Well, it's been a long time since I had talked about Easter eggs, just about a year in fact. And since Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon have been released for quite a while now, there have been a lot of Easter eggs discovered in these games. So many in fact that I have made it my mission to try to find all of them. And let me tell you right now, I probably didn't, but I definitely feel like I found a lot of them. So today, I'm here to show you guys all of the Easter eggs, references, and things missed that I could find in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. And if I somehow managed to miss some Easter eggs, let me know what you found in the comment section below. Now, before we start this video, I must let you know that I did do this exact video idea for Pokemon Sun and Moon. And since the new games are near identical to the old ones, there are going to be a lot of Easter eggs from Sun and Moon that are just copied and pasted into Ultra Sun and Moon. So I decided to leave out any Easter eggs that are repeats from the last games. But if you do want to see some more Easter eggs, click the video on the top right corner to check it out. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend. And with that being said, let's get started. So last time I did a video like this, I formatted it by going through the first Easter eggs that I found. Although I liked how that video turned out, I think it was a bit disorganized, so the first thing I would like to talk about are the references Game Freak makes to other generations. First, let's start off with the easiest reference to point out, that being of course the appearance of all the past evil organizations from Gens 1 to 6. This is by far one of my favorite references in these games because I always wondered what would happen if the evil teams actually won. And well, we got our answer. On the topic of evil teams, there's two little Easter eggs that you can find in Team Skull's hideout in Po Town. The first of which is kind of a shade thrown at Team Skull from Game Freak. If you take a look at your room in the beginning of the game, you can clearly see that you have the newest console, the Nintendo Switch. Now this is not a surprise considering that in every new Pokemon game, you always have the newest console. But funny enough, once you're at the Team Skull mansion, you can find a room that has all sorts of Nintendo consoles set up. Only that it's the Wii U, the previous console. Wow, Guzma, can't even get your employees up-to-date consoles? The other reference, I will admit, is a bit of a stretch, but it's still fun to talk about, and that is the possible reference that was made to a fellow PokeTuber, Shady Penguin. Now hear me out. This is a little tinfoil hatty, but let's go back to the Team Skull mansion, the Shady House. Maybe a coincidence, but also if you go to the first room on your left, there is a chance that you will find a Delibird climbing down the chimney. Now are these two things related? Probably not. The whole chimney thing could just be a Christmas reference, or maybe, just maybe, it could be shady. Next up, let's move to another easy reference to find, that being the Kanto Themed Gym in Mali City. If you guys didn't know that this whole gym was a reference to Surge's gym, then are you really a Pokemon fan at that point? Because I kind of question it. Another reference that I think newer Pokemon fans won't understand is the one that can be found in the Hia City Harbor, where an old man talks about Kurt the Pokeball maker and the GS Ball. Now this special Pokeball was originally created in the show to catch Celebi, but the idea was dropped after they decided to make a movie about Celebi. And the GS Ball since then has been shrouded in mystery. That is until Game Freak decided to announce Pokemon Crystal is coming for the 3DS, which will bring us the Celebi event and the GS Ball. That was pretty good foreshadowing there, Game Freak. Now, I know in the Sun and Moon Easter egg video, I already mentioned old returning characters, but with Colress, he gets a bit more story added to him. As you guys know, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon kind of pulled a Black and White 2, where they have legendary Pokemon fused together. And when you finally get the chance to capture Necrozma, Colress explains how he went through a similar encounter with Pokemon fusions. It's good to see Game Freak remembering their old games. Next up, we have one of the more more obscure references in Pokemon, that being the message in the bottle reference. I don't know why Game Freak did this, but in certain beaches in Alola, you can find messages inside of bottles, and one of them talks about someone who wants to battle someone else in Mali City. And if you locate this person, they mention that this message is from Arabella, who used to be a gym trainer in the Kanto region. And funny enough, if you take a look at the Viridian City gym in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, there is in fact a gym trainer named Arabella. Really weird reference, I know, but there's probably some deeper meaning to it. Moving on, to find this next Easter egg, we must go all the way back to your house in the outskirts of Hau'oli City. Instead of a Pikachu that used to be on your shelf, it is now replaced with an autograph from a Cantonian gym leader. There isn't any specifics to it, all that we know is that it's from a gym leader in the Kanto region, although it's safe to assume that maybe it's from the gym leader that runs the Mali City gym, because he's also from Kanto. Alright, I promise, this is the last gym reference I make in this video, but next we find ourselves all the way out at the Blush Mountain Laboratory, where gyms are again mentioned in this Easter egg. If you take a look at the TV in the lab, there is a documentary that talks about the creation of the Blush Mountain Power Plant, which is a geothermal plant, meaning that they draw heat energy from the Earth's core. And during that documentary, it also states how a gym leader from a faraway region was brought to detect the heat underground. Now, there are many speculations on who this certain gym leader is, such as Blaine, Clay, and maybe even a future Gen 8 gym leader. Want to know more? Check out this video by Toby, he did a great job on it. But all we know for certain though is that this gym leader is a male. And there are a lot more little Easter eggs where people simply mention another region or character, listen to remakes of old music, or the fact that you yourself are from Kanto, but those are kind of unimportant. But there is one interesting little fact that I stumbled upon, and that is that the main character of these games, you, have a father. Two easy ways to figure this out is to check the book on your desk, and it will let you know that it was given to you by your father. And the other Easter egg is your mom's car, or I guess in this case, your father's car. If you go to your garage and click on your car, it will in fact say that it's your dad's car, and your mom brought it over to the Alola region to travel faster, I guess. Now the question is, why is your dad not here with you in Alola? And who is he? But I guess that's a theory for another day. The last reference I really want to talk about is actually one of my favorite Easter eggs of any game, not just Pokemon, and that is the nod that Game Freak gave to one of the biggest icons and legends in the gaming industry, Mr. Satoru Iwata. If you head over to Game Freak's surprisingly accurate office in Hiya City, there are a ton of Easter eggs littered in this area. But for the one that we are talking about, you need to go over and talk to Morimoto, who is standing near the kitchen on the left. Once you do, you can trigger different types of dialogues depending on certain Pokemon you have. For this Easter egg, what you need to do is transfer over Pokemon from either Pokemon Gold or Silver, which can be possible because you can get the Gen 2 games on the 3DS and then transfer them over through Pokebank. Once this happens, it triggers dialogue from Morimoto, which states this: "When we were having trouble fitting all the data in for Gold and Silver and we were really in a pinch, this amazing guy came along and made a program for us that solved all of our problems." He went on to become the amazing president of a really big company soon after that too. If you guys don't know the story behind this reference, during Pokemon Gold and Silver's development, Game Freak was in serious trouble because they were only able to fit about 50% of the game's data into the Game Boy cartridge. But thanks to Iwata's genius, he was able to compress the files in this program that he made and fit the rest of the game into the cartridge, basically saving Pokemon Gold and Silver from decreasing in quality. So thank you, Iwata, for this and the many other things you've done for the gaming industry. May you rest in peace. One of the biggest differences between Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon in the old games is the addition of a ton of new side quests. So many in fact that I think it deserves its own video. Also, it would take a long time to explain all of them in this video, so I'm just gonna talk about my favorites, okay? Please. I don't want it to be 30 minutes. First off, I'd like to let you guys know that although there are a fair bit of interesting and complex events going on, there are also some that are just simple and easy to explain. So let's get those ones out of the way first. In the last games, there was an event on Route 13 where you can find a Stuffle that is abandoned. Unfortunately, in those games, we couldn't find its owner, but in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, you can actually find the trainer in the Hyena Desert. All you have to do is give him water, and boom! They are reunited, and it feels so good. Reunited, cause we understood. Alright, I'll stop. He also gives you some extra fresh water, so that's pretty cool too, I guess. Next up, we have a couple of Nurse Joy events, the first of which can be found in the Route 5 Poke Center. If you talk to the trainer next to the flower pond, it will trigger an event that will cause a Comfey to appear and heals up Pokemon, much to the dismay of Nurse Joy. Probably because it's going to take her job.
He took his job!
And the other event happens when you go to the cafe in Mali City. All you do is order something and Nurse Joy will come and sit down with you. Like a date. But I'm only 10. Alright, this is getting weird. And you also get some Pokebeans for it, so I guess that's cool, right? And there are a bunch of more funny little side quests to mention, but again, if I mentioned all of them, then this video would just become like 20 minutes long. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention one of the coolest but kind of sad events to happen in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and that is the Amine event. Once defeating Gladion in the Pokemon League title defense, it will trigger a special event between the guy from the Poképelago Mon and Amine at the Aether Foundation. What transpires is really just a normal conversation between the two people, but what I really want to focus on is the dialogue between Gladion and Amine afterwards. Are you sure about leaving things like that? Now, out of context, this quote may not make any sense, but if you look into the lore, you'll understand why this is so important. Basically, Mon is Lily and Gladion's father, who originally discovered the Ultra Beast and Ultra Wormholes. And at some point, Mon just disappeared while researching them, which in turn caused Amine to go crazy and attempt to reopen all the Ultra Wormholes to find her husband. But as the scene plays out, it seems that while Mon was lost in Ultra Space, it somehow messed up his memory to where he doesn't even know who his wife is, or even that he's married. It's kinda sad when you think about it, even more so when she answers Gladion's question with yes. You gotta feel bad for Amine, man. But there are two events that I have to talk about, and they are some of the most darkest events ever created in a Pokemon game, and they can both be found at the Trainer School. The first one of these Easter egg events is a dark story about a girl, a Drifloon, and a Hypno. I first learned about this event by finding a notebook in the second room on the second floor of the Trainer School. If you read it, it states this: February 12th. I stayed at school playing until really late, and then a Hypno appeared. The new kid went home with Hypno. Apparently, the Hypno came to pick her up. February 21st. We were all playing together when Drifloon came this time to pick up the new girl. I wonder if she just caught Drifloon. What happened to Hypno though? And this is the start of one of the more depressing events in Pokemon. Because as you progress through the event, you later find out that Hypno was actually trying to protect the girl, as according to the Alola Dex, Hypno don't actually harm people. But eventually, Hypno was killed by Drifloon, and then later, it came for the girl. And if you guys ever watched one of those creepy Pokedex videos, you'll know that Drifloon are known for grabbing children and taking them to the afterlife. It's a really bare bones explanation of the story, but I really don't have time to go through all of it, so I highly suggest you go check out this theory made by Hoops and Hip Hop. He does a great job explaining the story and gives a good theory too. And the other Easter egg, might I say, could be even more sick and twisted than the previous story. On the very top floor of the Trainer School, you will find a bevy of bookshelves. If you click on that green book there, you can read about a story called The Three Little Trial Goers. Basically, this is an interactive story where you choose what the three trial goers Pikachu, Slowpoke, and Pyukumuku will do in order to prepare for their journey. But no matter what you choose though, it always ends up back backfiring and they end up having to wait till the next day to start their journey. Doesn't sound so twisted, right? Well, I'm not done yet. If you head over to the Pikachu Valley, you can actually find Pyukumuku, Slowpoke, and Pikachu sitting together in one area. So I guess when viewing that, they've actually started their adventure. Again, still doesn't sound that bad, right? Well, here's where it takes a very dark turn. Once you advance yourself through the plot, you'll find yourself in Amine's lab. There you can find 3 Pokemon that Amine has frozen: Slowpoke, Pikachu, and Pyukumuku. So it turns out they did start their journey, but it got them frozen in Amine's lab forever. That's a really sad way to go, man. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and let me know in the comments section below. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and become an Eryizo today. I know I probably missed some Easter eggs, so if you guys found any that I didn't mention, be sure to let me know what they are in the comments section below. If you want to check out the previous video I did, be sure to click the annotation on the left. And if you want to see all the Easter eggs in Pokemon Sun and Moon, click the other annotation on the right. And with that being said, I will see you guys next time.